Hello, Bravo bosses. This is the Bravo Investigator podcast. I'm your host, Dana, and today we are talking about Married at First Sight, episodes 16 to 18. My apologies for not getting you guys a reality roundup yesterday. I was just taking a little break. Plus, there really wasn't that much out in the reality TV sphere, except for that weird Kim Zolciak's son sex scandal thing, but we'll talk about that. Don't worry. Don't worry your pretty little heads. Today we are talking Married at First Sight. I'm a little bit late on this episode because I was traveling last week, but I have Raven James from the podcast Bitch is Better joining me today. She is so funny. She has been watching Married at First Sight from the jump. She is also on the same podcast network with me on Cloud 10. So it was so great to collaborate with Raven. We had such a great chat. So I hope you guys enjoy my conversation with Raven talking about Married at First Sight. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at the Bravo Investigator. Subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can watch episodes like today. Join the Facebook group. And don't forget that I have a whole other podcast called All You Need Is You, a podcast about living your best solo life. You can get episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in All You Need Is You into Apple or Spotify. Download the show, listen to the show, follow the show. Episodes come out every other Saturday. I love you, BBs. I will see you next time. Raven James, welcome to the Bravo Investigator podcast.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, Raven. I'm so excited to have you here. I have been wanting to get you on the show for a while, but when I heard you on Tane Talks talking about Married at First Sight, I was like, okay, I definitely want her on for this. So can you tell us your history with Married at First Sight? Are you like an A1 day one Doug and Jamie girl, or have you just been watching past couple seasons? Like, tell us your maths trajectory.
No, yeah, I've been here since the beginning. Actually, my mom got me into it.
Oh,
She was watching from that very first season. I kind of like passed by. I was like, what are you
what is this?
watching? When she explained it to me, I was like, that's insane. I'm in.
What do you
And
think
I
of the new
love it.
format, though? Like, it's so
Um,
different.
I almost want to say TBD. Like I think it's not terrible, but there are a few things I would change, like the experts and also all this social media activity that they're allowed to do. Hate it. I really don't like it. And I don't like that Kevin isn't going to be doing the reunions.
I know that's really
That's
disappointing,
really
especially because
upsetting.
there was nothing negative about him ever. There's no reason for him not
No.
to do it. And
Mm-mm.
the idea that they're going to have the experts do it, which is a word I'm going to use loosely. I don't think either of these two people are experts, but
No.
you kind of like to have a third party to host the reunion, someone who wasn't like actively involved in the relationships. It sort of feels like too too incestual in a way. Like I feel like it needs to be
Very
someone who
much.
had like no skin in the game, you know?
Totally agree, especially since like I've been seeing some stuff online and I think that Dr. Paz and oh my God, what is his
Paul,
why can't I ever
Mr.
Paul?
Paul,
They were Mr.
Sir
Paul.
Paul.
They were talking about Courtney or something and they're like, "Oh, like she did her best. She did a great job." And like, "Oh, too bad." I was like, "Huh?"
No,
Yeah,
no.
okay, you guys are crazier than I thought. Like, so I can't.
Especially as a therapist, for Dr. Lisa not to say that girl needs therapy is wild
Yeah,
because the rest of us with no credentials know that that girl needs therapy.
right. Even her own family, they didn't say it, but like they
Yeah,
know, you know what
yeah,
I mean? And so I'm like, okay, how is this reunion gonna go if you guys are
yeah.
like saying things like that? We'll
The
see
social
though.
media activity is interesting though, because when you look at other shows like Love is Blind or any of these other dating shows, they do have them open. I feel like
Hmm.
Maths was like a particular one where, well, I mean, even with The Bachelor, the idea is supposed to be let's keep the result a secret, right? Like we want to keep that as
Yes.
much as possible, but we have always had those people teasing us online. So why do you feel like it's different? Like I agree, but at the same time, I think they're trying to follow formats that have worked before. Maybe it keeps people more intrigued because it's like, are they posting alone or look at those two backgrounds? Are those backgrounds similar? Like maybe it's supposed to get us
Mhm.
more excited. I'm not sure.
And it probably is. I think and I'm like this with all of my shows, like everything on Bravo, The Housewives, like whatever. I don't want these people on social media. I don't want to see anything. Like, I want to just watch the show and I want to find out straight from there. I don't want to hear anything maybe after the season's over a little bit. So I liked that they were different in that way, that they
Mm.
weren't doing all that posting and they weren't just so deeply in the comments. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
fighting for their lives. And now they are. And I'm like, oh, it's just a lot of change at once. But as far as like what's going on the show, like I like it. I like the group dinners. I like the group as messy as it is. The therapy sessions, like I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. What
It's
about
so
you?
entertaining. Like, I have never
Yeah.
been this entertained. And while, yes, I feel bad for the couples, I think the one caveat this year is that, and I'm sure you've heard, they're not actually married. So
Yeah.
if these people were cast for our entertainment alone, I'm okay with it. It's not fucking with
Hmm.
people as hard as, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? As
Yeah.
making them get married to someone you know they're not going to be with. Like, even A1 Day One, Lisa and Paul said about like Sean and Nikki, this is either going to be a beautiful disaster or just a disaster. And it's like, well, why don't you match them up then? That's not really
Right. If
nice.
you're saying something like that, it's crazy. Don't put them
Yeah,
together. And they're
right.
like, trust us, you're gonna love it.
And we did. But okay, so
Yeah.
today we're talking Married at First Sight episode 16 to 18. And then we have two more coming up after this. We're going to have Decision Day and we're going to have the reunion, which I'm really excited about. Oh my God, I
Hmm.
just I just love this show. It never ceases to give me drama. But despite the fact that this series of episodes was sort of about the couples retreat, which I do love probably the same concept that you do in terms of the dinners and things like that, because there is no one else on the planet that understands their experience except for this group of people. So I feel
It's
like it's
true.
important to put them in these rooms, plus the drama, right? So we had our
Hmm.
couples retreat, but it means that a lot of the interactions were very interrelated. But regardless, I still want to talk couple by couple because that's my jam. So let's
Yeah.
talk with our most like boring couple, Michelle and Cameron, because I feel like we
Okay.
can get them out of the way pretty easily.
Yes.
Now, they seem really happy. We know he's never had a long-term relationship, but he
Hmm.
seems to be like really into her. Their one issue seems to be like distance. And I don't know if you heard, Tane actually caught this online that he got a job in California at like a new
Yeah.
university. So I don't know what that'll mean. But
Hmm.
my biggest issue with them is like how pretentious they are about the rest of the couples. Like, you guys have been in a relationship for what, 4 weeks? What makes you the judge and jury of all these other couples, especially from someone who's
Tina.
never been in a relationship?
No, same. It makes me crazy. And I'm like, why hasn't anyone said that? Because surely someone
Right,
else knows this about him. Like, I don't care that you guys are like the star couple. You guys are doing the best. Like, so it seems, but like, what does that mean in this group, really? You know
right.
what I mean? It's not
Flick
that
and ship
hard.
shit can flip on a dime.
Yeah, but it's like, Cameron, this is your first relationship, so I'm not really trying to hear it from you. You were just moping around about like, how are we gonna make this last for 30 years and like whatever. It's like, yeah. So things are not as great. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you've never done any of this stuff before.
right.
So you don't really get a say. I need you to zip it.
Absolutely.
Zip
Absolutely.
it up. And I hate like even on, I love Love Island, not to take it there, but anytime anyone's like, oh, we're the top couple, we're mom and dad, like we know everything. And it's like, no, no, just relax. If you guys are happy, that's great, but you're not experts.
No.
Just sit there like we're all on the same show. You know what I'm saying? Like you got
Yeah,
lucky that your
exactly. They got
situation wasn't
lucky.
described as a beautiful disaster or whatever. Like,
No, it's so true. And like, despite these couples, I would say for the most part, when you enter into a new relationship, the first 4 weeks are quite blissful for the most part, right? Like,
yeah,
you're
they're
not dealing with
supposed to
real life
be.
shit.
Exactly. You guys are just having a good time. Like nothing is really happening. I know, like, yeah, you're having some tough conversations probably sooner than you would outside of this, experiment or whatever, but the real test is after this and when the
Right.
cameras go away and you
Yeah.
aren't feeling superior to everyone in like this group. You know what I'm saying?
Do
So
you see them making it based on like what we have now?
I'm concerned about him.
Hmm.
I think he's scared. Didn't he say he had like commitment issues or something? Or was that someone else? I was like, I can't keep up with like the
I
silly
know,
things
right?
that these people say.
I'm not sure if he said that
I-
specifically, but in the sense that like I think he doesn't see a future with the 6 month long relationships he had. But it's like, okay, you're also 37. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I don't, I feel like if they are going to stay together, it's going to become exhausting for her if he keeps having these days where he's like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't feel like dealing with that all the time, like reassuring you constantly. No,
Yeah.
no.
That being said, he communicates it in a better way than Felipe does, who we'll talk about in a bit.
Oh,
He
oh,
doesn't just
brother.
flat out
Yes.
say, I like sleeping with a bunch of women.
What is wrong with him?
We'll get to that. Okay, let's do Marissa and Adam because I also don't feel like much happened with them in these episodes, except for like Adam sort of getting in the mix with like
Being
other people's
messy.
relationships, which we'll talk about. But in terms of
Hmm.
them, they get sick together after the couples retreat. Nothing really happened on the
Cute.
retreat, but after they get like COVID, she loves it. She's like, we're sick together. This is so cute. I don't know. We're
Thank
still
God.
right, and we're still at this like situation where he's on a level 10. She probably likes that he's sick because he's down to a 2, right? And
Hmm.
like I don't know. I feel like she's talked a lot about like these previous relationships, not a lot. She's talked a little bit about previous relationships she's been in where she's sort of just gone with the flow and she was 23 and she just let shit happen. I kind of feel like she is doing that here. Like you
Oh,
guys
for
still
sure.
haven't had a fight or like a real conversation. I don't know. What do you think of them?
I don't have faith in these two. I'm really hoping
You
that
think
she
they're
says
cooked?
no. I think they're absolutely cooked, okay? Like, um, and I'm concerned because she keeps being like, "Oh, everyone, like, we just need to have a good time. I just want to have a good time." And it's like, this is real life. I know there's
Mhm.
cameras here and stuff, but like, we do need to take this seriously at a certain point. Yes, have a good time, but you're not happy with the way things are going. And like you're the only one, it seems like that's compromising, but your compromise is just like doing what he wants. And you're falling back into your old patterns. Like you can't be
Yeah.
happy with it. Can you really do this for the rest of your life?
I know I
Jet ski,
couldn't.
pickleball, like just on 10 all the time. Like,
Kill
no,
me
the way
now.
you're,
What a
kill
nightmare.
me too. Because I was with Marissa, I was like, oh, that's my girl. She was like mac and cheese in the microwave, naps,
Naps.
happy hours with my girls. I'm like, yes, we could be friends. And
Yeah.
so, no, I could not be, I couldn't even be friends with someone like Adam, right? With
Hmm.
all that activity. Because I don't want to do that at all, really. Much less married to, oh my God, no, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think he did himself a disservice by not being honest about what he was looking for with the experts, because
Yeah.
if you wanted someone this physically active, then you should have put that out there. And while this is an experiment, at the same time, I don't think it's meant for you to like slowly learn what you're looking for throughout this.
No.
That's why you were interviewed in advance to see if you had the qualities, not necessarily to get married, but the qualities to match someone else who they've possibly cast for this show, right? And then for you to be
Right.
like, on second thought, now this is what I need. Actually, a lot of the men were like that. If you wanted big
Yeah.
boobs, Mecca,
Say
you should have
that.
said so.
Put it on your preference sheet. Yeah, it's annoying. And it's not fair. It's like it's not fair to him, but it's also not fair to whoever you end up with, that person being
Right.
Marissa, because you sat there and you were like, "Oh, someone who's like active, like a little, and then him being like, oh, I can train anyone to be a pickleball pro." Like, well, no, you can't because everyone doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's
And like, do you
crazy.
have a job? Like, what are you talking about playing
Do
like
you have a
3 hours
job?
a day? Like, what are you talking about?
What are you doing? If it's
I
not
can't.
jet ski, it's pickleball. So I don't know. Like, are you a pickleball instructor? If not, maybe you should be, and you will meet someone that way.
Right. Yeah, he's just such a bro. That being said, I really enjoy him this season in terms of just like entertainment value. Like I feel like
Oh yeah.
all of us are now, it's in our vocabulary to say cooked, full send, and
I
whatever
know. I
else, right? It's like
hate
we can't say
it.
anything else. I don't know how to talk
I
anymore.
Me neither. I can't stand. I said cooked. I don't even know in what context. And I was like, did I just say that? That is not something I say. And if I say full send, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I've never heard anyone outside of Kyle Cook say that.
Right.
And when he said it, I was like, oh dear, this can't be good, right?
There are a lot of Kyle Cook adjacent people in this season. I would definitely say Felipe is one of them. Like somebody who just wants to
Mhm.
like party until they're 90. Like there's just like a
Yeah.
lot of these people. And so probably not a lot were ready for marriage. But let's move on to Nikki and Sean. I think they're such an interesting couple. I really
Yeah.
like Nikki. I think
Hmm.
she put a lot of effort into this relationship because I feel like a lot of people could have been like, ew, no, from the beginning, but she really
Yep.
tried, right? And I feel
Hmm.
like there's a difference in previous seasons where like the whole concept of the show is that you are married at first sight, allegedly. So I feel like that's what makes people try that much harder. And I feel like
Right.
that's the effort that she's putting into it, not this whole, I think we're signing the marriage certificate if we say yes. So I appreciate the effort because, quite frankly, he is rude, right? And like
Yes,
the
all the
thing,
time.
I know. And so he really puts her down. And that came up in this episode where she kind of put it to the side, but then it kind of came back up where
Mhm.
he apparently said to her, "Well, in Seattle you're a 10, but in New York you would be a 7." And it took her a while to process this, but she ended up
Yeah.
coming to him about it. And he kind of explained it away in terms of like, "Yeah, I was trying to humble you because do you remember when you grabbed my stomach in the pool and said, 'Look at you?'" But even still,
Stop.
even if she said that, right? It doesn't negate the fact that he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, you're not as hot as you think you are either." That's what he's saying. And that's just such a
Why would you say
demoralizing,
that?
demeaning thing to say to your wife.
You don't rate your wife, okay? Like, I don't know why that would ever come to mind. I wouldn't ask. I'm gonna assume you think I'm a 10
Right,
because you're my husband and I'm
right.
your, like, we're both 10s here, right? Like, but in this situation is different, but still, why would you ever say that? And also, I don't know. You tell me what you think. I'm not sure that I believe him. I'm not saying it's impossible for Nikki to have like pinched his stomach or whatever and said like, "Oh, look at you" or whatever. But after that whole like, "Oh, it's your job as a wife or your wifely duties to do this and that," and like, no, I didn't say that. I just,
Good
I'm
point.
like, did this actually happen? I don't know because it didn't happen on camera. Not
Right.
impossible. It's not. I mean, maybe Nikki did. Maybe he was pissing her off and she was like, "I'm gonna, I'm gonna poke you," you know?
Yeah.
But I,
I think it's possible. You know, like when you're particularly sensitive about something, you may take something a certain way that the other person may not have intended. Like
mm-hmm.
we don't know, but she may have been like, "Look at you," right? And then he was like, she's critiquing my body, right? Or whatever. I mean, it could have just been taken so out of context. And I feel like we see that happen on a lot of our housewife shows, Bravo shows, right? I mean, like, do you watch OC? It was a few years back, but it was Emily and the
Oh, okay. I'm
jeans
like,
and Heather
no,
and
not so
all.
much.
No, I don't watch it now.
Yeah.
But like,
Yes.
you're gonna be in my fashion show and bring your own jeans, and it's just so
And it's like those are your
minute and
size.
nuanced, right? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
is that what you meant? Is that not what you meant? And I think that when we're particularly sensitive about something like our appearance, even though he acts like he's a 10 and he acts like he's the shit,
Hmm.
he's probably insecure deep down. And so maybe she just touched him in a lovingly way and he took it as something negative because that's what he's used to.
That's a good point. Because if my husband touches a certain part of my stomach, even without any words, I'm like, "Hey,
No.
can you not right there?"
Are you calling me fat?
Yeah, like, "Oh, not right there, please." So maybe it was even something like that. Because they had been physical at this point. So you're
Hmm.
right. Maybe she just was touching him and he was like, And by the way, you're a 7. So,
Yeah. What do you think of them? Like, do you think they're compatible? Do you think they're gonna make it?
oh God.
I keep going back and forth.
Me too. I'm very confused by them because it is Nikki that I feel like is putting in all the effort, like you said, being like, "I'm gonna see this through, give it my best shot." And I don't know with him, I'm like, do you want can you handle a woman like that? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I feel like he wants someone more submissive
Yes.
or something like she's too much of like a bad bitch for him. And I feel like
Yes.
this is like his first bad bitch. Like he don't really know what to do with her.
Right. You know
That's why he's
what?
showing his ass so much.
That's such a
Like,
good point because when he ends up talking to her mom on the phone, do you
hmm
remember that weird comment he made where she was like, "Are you taking care of my girl? How are things going?" And he's like, "I give her my credit card for groceries." Sir, she makes
What?
$250,000 a year or 250 to 350. So
Right.
again, I think that proves your point about like wanting someone submissive or like in his mind someone who's like a lesser than,
Below
right? I
him.
don't I think and I think that's
Yeah.
actually an argument between the both of them. I think they're so competitive with each other. Like,
Yes, it's
yeah.
weird. It shouldn't, it's not supposed to be like that. And even like whenever he went to they went and like saw each other's places and he went to her
Hmm.
house and he was like, this ain't nothing. Like I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by this. Like I'm
Yeah.
not, I know bougie people. It's like, why are you saying that? No one, she's just showing you this is her house. This is where she lives. Like
It's always to humble
you
her. It's
feel
always to
insecure.
make her feel lesser than.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't know.
No, you don't. I'm kidding.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his. So I'm like, Nikki, please say no.
I
We
know.
can do
And
better
like
than
as she
this. I
was
don't think you're gonna be
leaving,
happy.
because obviously the night before they do like the separation before decision day and stuff. And
Ugh.
she's talking about how into this she is and how excited. And she goes on this like diatribe, but whatever. It was not like Dorit level or anything. And he's basically cuts her off and he's like, God, end it. And she has been so clear about what she's looking for. Treat me like a delicate baby flower. Okay.
Right.
And
Be
it's
gentle
mean,
with
it's
me.
rude.
I'm talking. I'm telling you, if he had done that to me while I am talking and I'm telling you how I feel about this whole thing and like we're not gonna see each other until this big moment and whatever, I that would have been the last thing you ever heard from me. That
Right.
is so rude. What is your problem? What is
I know.
wrong with him?
He
He's just
needs to
nasty.
feel bigger and better. Again, like, yeah, your wife is expressing her feelings for you to be like, wrap it up is
Right.
so,
Oh, brother, here she goes again. All this talking. Like, oh, you're one of those men. Like,
yeah,
oh God, my wife comes home and she's like starts talking to me about her day.
yeah,
Huh?
that's awful. Who wants that? Okay, let's move on to Devin and Caitlin. And I just want to let you know from the jump. Well, I guess my thoughts have changed, but I was actually riding for Caitlin this whole season. I thought people were
Mm.
really giving her a hard time.
Hmm.
Until I guess we got a little bit more context because we find out in this series of episodes that apparently they have not kissed since Mexico. And I didn't realize that. I thought that they were at least like pecking and like giving little hugs and doing things here and there, but like they have had like no physical contact since Mexico. And initially I
Yeah,
thought he was super needy. I still do, right? I think he's looking for
me
more like a
too.
trad wife than like an independent
Yeah,
gal. But
yes.
yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. And then he's going into the couples retreat in like a pretty good mood, but then Adam sort of makes him think about it differently because he's like, remember when we were at like this music thing and she was just looking at her phone and everything and she wasn't paying attention to you. So, dude, I don't think like you're in a good place. So I feel like that also just sort of got in his head. Then
Big time.
yeah. Then we get to like the physical thing. And like she says that she's like ready for it now, but she feels like she's putting feelers out there by like touching him slightly or whatever. He didn't
I
pick up on
know.
that. But at the same time, it was kind of annoying because she was like, I don't want to have to do everything. And it's like, girl, you haven't done anything, right? And so he's being respectful at this point and he's not engaging with you physically. So I feel like you do need to say it. I don't know. I feel like that's not his fault.
Yes. No, it's not. And this was so difficult because like I'm like, this couple is cooked, right? He was getting on my nerves because he's super needy from the beginning. I'm like, I just don't really like that in a
Yeah.
person. I felt like
Bad match
I
as
know
well.
she
Just a bad
says she
match.
was, yeah, I know she said she was trying like a lot and I don't want to take that from her. She probably was, but I was like, are you really trying your best? Like, are you really giving it your all? Like, I know you're probably making putting yourself in uncomfortable like situations to try to get that didn't sound right. I don't mean it like that. Like,
Yeah, we're not like saying
out of
like
your
force
comfort
yourself.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah, out of your comfort zone is what I meant. Because I get that. Like, I'm not super like touchy, affectionate either, but I feel like if your partner is like, I need that, then it's like, okay, well, I need to figure out how to get us there in a way
Right.
that makes us both feel comfortable. But I don't think she was doing that. Like, I think she was, I don't know. I don't know. It's difficult. So I can get why she's like, I'm touching your arm, I'm doing this. And if we haven't kissed since Mexico, like, come and get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for him, it's like, Caitlyn, you've been like, get away from me. Don't try and hang out with me. Don't really talk to me too much. Don't do this and that. So how is he supposed to know? If you're ready, just tell him or make a move. I
Right.
get that like you want to be pursued or whatever, but this is like
It's a different process. And you don't know each other
it's
well
a
enough yet. He
different
doesn't know your
situation.
cues. Like,
Right. And again, you've been so like, no. He's
right.
probably scared. He's
Yeah.
nervous. He doesn't want to get shut down again.
Right.
So the ball is truly in your court. And not even like, oh, like I'm ready to go all the way. You didn't even like kiss him to let him know. Like a that would be a little bit better if you don't want to like just come out and say it, but like just come out and say it. Who cares? Your husband.
I mean, even Nick and Courtney went further, right? Like, it won't kill you to give them a
Which is
peck. And
crazy.
it is. Okay, well, at the couples retreat, like they kind of go from 0 to 60 because like initially she's like, okay, tonight's the night, we're gonna hook up, I'm all ready. And then they get in this huge fight over her flirting with Mecca. And like, I don't know, it was difficult to tell, right? Like we're watching this cam footage. Mecca is kissing her on the hand, but Beljolie is right there, so it's kind of confusing. And then we also
Hmm.
never get a follow-up conversation between Mecca and Beljolie about like that whole fight and what they thought about it. Like I don't know if Belle felt the same way, but like the
Right.
internet perception is like Mecca and Caitlyn are gonna end up together at the end of this.
Stranger things have happened.
Season 18. I mean, we saw a couple swaps, so
Yeah.
they're
Uh,
engaged now.
uh
What was his name? Matt or Mike?
congrats
And
to
yeah.
them. I I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna end up together. I don't know that they should. I don't know that that's a good match either.
No,
Um,
we'll come back to
but
that.
but there is no denying the way that she acted, that we saw her act around Mecca versus the way she is with Devin.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her flirt with Devin.
no.
And I saw a
And it,
lot with Mecca in that short period of time. Like, what is this? So if I'm Devin, I'm like, well, what the hell is going on over there?
no, for sure. And like I said
Hello?
earlier, like we don't know our each other's MOs yet. We don't know each other well.
No.
So, or even for us as the audience. So I look at Caitlyn and I'm like, she's doing the best she can. But then I see her with someone else. I'm like, oh, she can do better. Right? Like she lights
Yeah.
up when she's around him, right? Like even though
It's
everyone said that
effortless.
Devin lost his light, I feel like we never saw a light in Caitlyn until she was around Mecca.
Oh, it's so sad.
You know?
Yeah. It's true because that's
Yeah.
how it is when like you like someone or you enjoy their company. So
Right.
I don't know what it is with Devin, whether she says she's attracted to him, which I don't think I believe her now.
Mhm.
Because if you were like, I don't know, like something would have happened by now, even if you weren't having sex. Nikki and Sean, for God's sakes, like, you know what I mean? Maybe he was just getting on her nerves and that's why she couldn't get there with him. But automatically you're like all giggly and stuff with Mecca, this strange man. Like, it's crazy, Caitlyn.
Yeah.
And you have to see that.
Yeah.
And Belle Jolie, like, you didn't, it made me very uncomfortable. If I was
Totally.
her, something would have been said.
I hope that comes up at the reunion, but they end up like ending it basically because that whole fight led to her telling him to shut the fuck up, which he finds completely disrespectful. We all have like our thing, right? And I guess for him, it's that
Yeah.
kind of language. For him, that's
Yeah.
it. She just sort of feels like, based on his behavior, that she was so done with him anyway. I mean, it's a difficult one because like you also don't want to be with like a super jealous guy who like gets really, I mean, I do think he was warranted there. Where I don't think he was warranted was with the questions in the game that they were playing at the retreat, where it's like, who's most likely to swap or who's most likely to do whatever. The questions were obviously given by the producers. The
Right.
answers are what they are, right? Like to get upset about like what somebody else says in a game is like, it just shows like I don't know. I could see him becoming, if they were to stay together or any relationship he's in, I could see him being a very jealous person. Like he
Totally.
wants that person to be his whole world and vice versa.
Like we need to be obsessed with each other because
Hmm.
that's how I get down. And it's like,
Right.
it's exhausting. To
Yeah.
me, I know some people like that, but
Yeah.
no, no, thank
Who do you
you.
think was more in the wrong here in this relationship?
Oh,
Maybe that's not a
that's
fair question.
hard. Yeah.
It's a tough
I
one. Well, I definitely think they were mismatched because I don't think he would have ever wanted someone so independent, point blank.
no, and how did that not come up
Mhm.
in the interviews? Or were they
Right.
just like, hey, let's see what happens with this, you know?
Right.
Because it doesn't make sense,
They
for her,
said that
she
she worked
was
remote and she could work wherever, but he wanted someone who was standing at the end of the football or rugby field or whatever you call it, holding the baby,
right,
screaming his name, right? That's not her at all.
right.
It never
Not
was.
at all. You're lucky if she comes to the game at all.
Right.
Like she, and
Or if she is, she's
because
in her
it's
phone.
right, so extreme. Like from
Yeah.
the beginning, she was just like, don't try and hang out with me. Please don't talk to me. Like, don't, I just want to make sure that you aren't gonna like try and do these things because I don't like it.
Right.
And I was like, damn, Courtney. So, no, not Courtney. Caitlin.
Sorry, her name is
In the
January 6th. We don't call
beginning,
her Courtney around here.
that's more fitting. Um, I'd say in the beginning, her, and towards the end, Devin.
Hmm.
I almost feel like he should have called it earlier. But both of them, both of them. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's hard.
But you know what's
The way
crazy
he
is if that
talks to
Mecca
her
thing hadn't have
sometimes,
happened, they would have had sex that night.
would they
Maybe.
have?
Would they? Hmm. Maybe they would have gone in
I
another
don't
fight.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know because I also feel like it's easy for her to be like, I was gonna do this, but then,
That's a good point. Yeah.
to feel like I'm trying. I don't know. I
I don't think there's, yeah.
they're
They were just so mismatched.
yeah, in a major way. But oh, I know what I was gonna say. Towards the end, then I would say he's more in the wrong. I don't know, like the way he talks to her, I don't really appreciate it a lot of the time.
Hmm.
And then it's like when she gets to the point of telling him to shut the fuck up, then he's like, it's like, well, you just because you aren't like cussing at her and stuff like that, it doesn't always have to be that to be disrespectful and like weird, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not a
No, it's so
fan.
true. I
So
know.
I'm happy that they're done.
No, I'm happy they're done too. I hate that I rode so hard for her for so long. People were calling her
Eh,
autistic online. People were saying
what?
insane shit. Just and you know, she's just but I will say anyone who is a slow burn, get out of here. And I've been saying that from
Why
the
would you do a
beginning.
show like this?
No,
Yeah.
sorry. Zoom always does the thumbs up when I do the thumbs up.
Yeah, this is not the place for a slow burn type of
Right.
person, which I also like. I'm still trying to work through whether I think that's a real thing or not. The
Being a
slow
slow burn.
burners. Yeah.
I
I
think
guess
I
because
am.
I've only heard it in situations where people like they don't actually like the person. And it's really only I guess I've never heard anyone say it like in real life outside of like this or like Love Island, so that's probably not
Yeah.
fair to say, but I'm like, no, you just don't like them.
I see your point. I think I would call myself one. I mean, it's been a
Hmm.
long time since I dated, like it's not even an interest to me anymore, but I'm almost attracted to no one from the jump. Like it takes me a while to become attracted to someone, even if they're conventionally
Okay.
attractive, because I have to get to
Mhm.
know who you are. So
As
I
a
would definitely
person, yeah.
say, yeah, I definitely, unless I've already known you for a while, like the way we date these days, where we meet people online or for the first time, it's not like unless you are dating someone that you've known for years or from childhood or whatever. But the way we
Yeah.
typically date these days is sort of like with strangers, right? So the concept to me of, I mean, I talk about this a lot. I have a whole other podcast about like living your best solo life. It's called All You Need Is You. But it's
I
basically
love
talking
that.
about how like, you know, to be comfortable with someone, even to be like physical with someone, right? That's the most
Hmm.
vulnerable you can be. To be naked is the most vulnerable. So to do that with someone you barely know, I couldn't, right? My body
Yeah.
will not allow it.
Allow it.
And the reason why I could never go on a show like The Bachelor or anything like that is because I can't lie and I can't hold in my disdain for someone if I'm not into them. And I don't even want to be touched on the arm if I'm not attracted to you. I can become attracted to you, but again, I need to get to know you. So do not
Let me
touch
get
me
there.
or look at me or smile near me until I'm there.
Yeah,
So I do, but again, I know myself well enough to not go on one of these shows because
that's
I know I'm a slow
true.
burn.
Well, okay, that's so interesting. I'm glad you explained that because that makes perfect sense. But I feel like whenever I hear them explain it, it doesn't add up like that for me. I'm like,
And you're totally right. And we could totally see any of these people end up in a new relationship after this 2 weeks later. Like we'll find out on the reunion, I'm sure, where they're like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm a slow burn. Oh, but I started dating someone 2 weeks later and we've been together a year and it's been amazing. We're getting married, right? It's like, but I thought you said you were a slow burn, right? So maybe you were just a slow burn
maybe
for
they
that person
thought they
because you're
were.
trying to come up with an excuse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you never know.
Okay.
All
Hmm.
right. Jolie and Mecca. I'm really upset about this couple because I loved them from the beginning. I really did. And I
Yeah.
don't want to use the word she's using where she says that he keeps putting his foot in his mouth because it's more than that. He's saying words. He's saying the thing, right? He's saying horrible things like, I question whether you were pretty enough for me. Like your boobs weren't big enough. Like, and he'll apologize, but then he keeps doing it again, which is what happens at the couples retreat, right?
Yeah.
Alcohol was involved, obviously, but he's having a
Quite
conversation
a
with the
bit.
guys, and Adam's like, what is it about her, man? Like, do you like white girls? And I thought that that was an interesting question because no one's
Right.
asking someone else who isn't attracted, like, oh, your white wife, you're not attracted to her? Is that because you only like black girls? I just thought that was a weird
It was
point.
so weird. I was like, was that his first question? Like, did you
Yeah,
ask some more before that? That is so weird for you to jump to that unless you guys
yeah,
have had a conversation that we don't know about. Like,
yeah. That
what?
being said, his white ex-girlfriend did come out on Instagram, but
Hmm.
Mecca does say that, he has no preference, so it's not about that. But then when he said he wanted someone a little bit thicker, the boys were like, oh, well, is that something she could work on? I mean, this entire conversation is
It's
weird.
disgusting.
Then they're talking about,
Yeah.
like, well, no, it would be like in the boob area, which is just so Jax Taylor coded because it's like, well, can you get her to get a boob job? Because, like, a lot of girls are into that these days. Like, what is
It
this
was so,
conversation?
it was disgusting. I was disgusted. And I was also like, Mecca, you're lying because no one describes thick as your boobs. We're
No,
talking ass
thick
here.
boobs.
So, like, and also, can she work on that? No, not really. Like, she's a thin girl. That's
But can you
just
imagine
like,
asking her to? Like, that's a
get,
wild.
hey,
Hey, can you
you just
work on
start
that
doing
ass?
squats or whatever you do to get an ass. Like, I don't know. Let me know when you find out. But like that whole conversation, I could not believe what I was hearing. I was like, you are talking about your wife here
Yeah,
with these other men like she's an object.
I know.
Like, like
And
I've
we
been
just
over
came off of
there.
this, right? Like she's already explained, I was really upset when you
She
said, is
just
she
told
pretty
you.
enough for me? And then I love how they sort of do that producer panning back and forth between like the girls and the guys because she's like, I'm worried he's going to do it again. And then they pan over to him
He's
and he's doing
actively
it again.
doing it. Like right now, you downstairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her boobs. Oh, this and that. Like, and
And
then I mean, and so you just think that you're God's gift to earth. Like these guys are so disgusting. I'm
they are.
disgusted by that conversation. Like, how dare you? She, I want
And
her
like I was
out.
on his side when he was being called performative. I really
Me
felt for him
too.
based on his past and everything. And, that could be all tied in because, again, none of us are therapists, so we don't know. But I feel like you're really sabotaging such a great thing. You haven't said a single
Absolutely.
negative thing about her yet. There's nothing you've said that's you don't like,
No,
except
he's
her
he's fully
small boobs.
sabotaging it. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, are her boobs small? I don't know. I haven't been looking at her boobs
But
because
by the way,
like
when they're playing the game and they ask the question to Mecca, like, oh, if you could have been given another wife in this process, who would it have been? He picks
mhm,
Michelle and Kate, not Caitlin. He calls her Kate because, they're besties.
mm,
Neither of those women have big boobs either. So I don't even know what he's
nope.
talking about.
He doesn't either. He's just saying shit. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's always just saying shit. And it's like, you know what? Maybe just be quiet. Maybe
And
just be quiet. You've got
right.
to think before you speak. And you're not doing it. And you can't do that with people, especially your wife. You
But
are
I think
hurting
it's
her
more
feelings.
than
You're
like
being so
thinking before you
mean.
speak because he's actually like, it's not like they aren't his words. What worries me is he feels this way, right? Like you wouldn't be saying them. Like, yes, they're not outside thoughts, but you said your inside thoughts out loud, and now we know what they are. And like, I can't even imagine being with someone who'd said so many times they weren't quite attracted to me. I would feel so, I like
Want me to
insecure.
believe you? Yeah, because you can apologize and be like, oh, no, I didn't mean to say it that way. No, that's not what I mean. But like, it's happened so many times now. So I'm going to believe it. And now what am I
Right,
supposed to do with that?
right. I love how
What am
she
I
sort
supposed to
of
do with
like
that?
lost it a bit at the table at the retreat
Yes,
where Nikki
rightfully
brings up
so.
the 7 and the 10 comment, and then she sort of takes that on for herself, right? And she's just like, it's
Yes.
disrespectful when someone tries to humble you like that and tries to talk to you like that. And Mecca's reaction is not like, hey, I'm so sorry. Is that about me? He basically like talks shit about her to his bestie Kate, and it's disrespectful.
He's so disrespectful. I couldn't believe it when he was just sitting there like, oh, is she talking about me? Like, she's talking about you.
Yeah.
Don't piss me off. You know it. And then you know about the conversation you just had with these guys. And so you know that's going to come up eventually too. Like, what? Stop.
Yeah, when he says
I
this
don't
was a
know.
conversation with the guys, it's a filmed conversation, sir. Like it's not a conversation between you and the guys, it's a conversation between you and America. You realize that, right? Like it wasn't in secret. It's not like you didn't know the camera was there. Like you keep saying these really awful things. And in that context, like in that conversation with the guys, it almost felt like he was trying to impress them by
Yes,
talking
which is
down on his
also
wife.
so gross, like, and childish and like that locker room talk type of thing. And it's like, again, I mean, you shouldn't be speaking about any woman like that, but this isn't like some girl you just like hooked up with or whatever. Like, this is your wife, and
Right.
it's humiliating too.
Yes. Yeah. I
Because
have a
then it's
feeling
like
they're
everyone
together though.
knows.
Like
You
she kind of kept
do.
posting like after all this stuff,
Oh.
like thank you so much everyone for like saying all these amazing nice things about me, but keep watching, keep waiting. And I don't know if she meant because she was starting a cameo because then she released Cameo,
Oh God.
but I don't know if it means that they're together, but like there's only so much disrespect you can take from like your well, for your husband.
Yeah. I hate
He
that. I hope they're
I
not.
know. I know. I
He's
really wanted to
so
like him too.
me too. Did you see what he was saying on Threads about like someone was like, "Oh, why would you sign up for this basically if you weren't ready for marriage?" And he was like, "This isn't about like I didn't have to be ready for marriage coming in here, It's about coming in here and it's an experiment to see if you can get yourself ready." Just like a bunch of shit that didn't really make any sense. And it's like, "Well,
Right.
no, you're supposed to be ready to be married." And
Right.
we're trying to figure out if this is your person or not. Not if you're
Right.
ready for this at all. And they're like, "Oh, get therapy." And he's like, "No."
Which
You
is
need
wild that like
that.
a year later, you are now realizing you misunderstood the purpose of the process.
Right.
You're like, oh, I was supposed to be ready. Oh, oh, oh. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And it's like that explains so much. Not everything, but a lot.
Yeah. Well, if they're not together, which we hope, I hope she finds someone amazing because she's so cool. She's so down to
She
earth.
is.
She's just like she's a baddie, like you said, right? So like
Hmm.
let's just hope. All right. Well, let's move on to our last couple, Tori and Felipe. And I wanted to leave this couple for the end because, you know, the way this ended was kind of like epic, but we
Whew.
start off with them like before the couples retreat where she's upset with him about something he said before that, which was the whole I like sleeping with a bunch of people. And he has the audacity to be like, why weren't you defending me when people were coming at me for saying that? And she's like, you can't expect me to consider you when you're never considering me. You know what I mean?
Oh, bar. Yes. Like, what? That blew my mind. Oh, I would have liked for you to be defending me a little more. Like, what you did is not, I can't defend that.
Right.
You did it to me. Like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? What would you have me
It's like cheating on your
say?
wife and being like, guys, it's not his fault.
He didn't do it. He said he likes doing it. He misses that. He's not sure if he can give that up. He hasn't done it yet. It's like, it's so stupid, Felipe. Shut
I
up.
love
That is so
her though because
stupid.
she's so stoic. Like
Yeah.
she's just a really impressive person because he keeps putting her
Mhm.
through the ringer basically, right? And
Mhm.
he's always just throwing something new at her. And she's just like, okay, okay. But I think she's so intelligent. She has great introspection. I feel like she really knows
Yep.
who she is.
Yep. And what she wants and what she's going to
Yeah.
put up with and what she's not. And she's like, this is your problem. I'm
Yeah.
not taking that on.
Well, at the couples retreat, it was sort of all about them, I feel like, because as we mentioned earlier, they're playing all these games where it's like, who's most likely to cheat on their wife, or who's most likely to bring home three women, or who's most likely to end up in the street in the middle of the night. And everyone's like, Felipe, Felipe. And it was funny, right?
At
But
first,
then
yes.
at first, right? And what was upsetting to Tori was the fact that he sort of seemed like proud of winning, right? He's
Right.
upset because he doesn't understand what he did because he doesn't feel like he did anything. It was just a game. But she's upset that, like, this is what people think. And he's like, it doesn't matter what people think. It only matters what you think. But it's like, this is
I
what she
think
thinks.
this
She doesn't
too.
like this.
Right. I too think this.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're proud of it and you don't understand what the issue is. And if you don't understand what the issue is, then you can't change it. And if you
Yeah.
can't change it, we can't do this. Like, I don't know how to be more clear about it with you. So if like you're just an idiot, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for your time. Like, bye.
Yeah.
That's exhausting.
I
I don't know how
know.
she's dealt with it this long, to be honest with you. I do not have that type of patience.
No, she has a lot of patience. And I don't know if that comes from like her upbringing, or I just know that she had like a difficult upbringing, but like
Yeah.
yeah, she has a lot of patience. And I think this is another person, sort of like Mecca, who went into this being like, this is an experiment, because you almost see him going through the motions of like panic attacks in a sense of like the idea of this entire thing. Because he's like so freaked out. They do almost break up that night because she's just so like, I can't handle this
She's
anymore.
done.
Sean and Caitlin talk to Felipe at the couples retreat and sort of get him to understand that, like, you need to protect the we. You're a couple. It's not about me anymore. They talk in the morning. He seems to understand a little bit better that, like, she just wants to be considered, which I think is like a common theme amongst a bunch of these women. You're
Just
not
about to
really
say
being
that.
considered. Yeah.
Yes, this needed to be a group chat. This is like this is crazy. Everyone
Yeah.
needed to hear that because what?
Like, I think the
And
guys are here to have fun. they're having such a great time with each other. Or maybe Felipe's deal is like, in reality TV, or I assume the producers probably tell you day one, everything that you normally say on the inside, say it outside. Just say everything
whew,
that you're thinking. And that's what he's doing, but to such an insane degree, to the point where you're like, there,
reel it
you
in.
can't say everything you're thinking. But at the same time, it's like, you're so not ready for this. You've made that so clear. You keep assuming that everyone feels the same way that you do, but nobody is out here being like, oh, one vagina. Like, not one other person has said that, right? And it's
No.
like literally watching someone not be ready for something for 6 weeks. Like, I feel uncomfortable watching this in a way.
Yeah, and he's uncomfortable and it's like, "Hey, you didn't have to do this. How did
Right?
you get here?" And I almost feel like he was trying to sabotage it in the beginning, but these experts or the casting people or whoever are like, oh no, this is going to be great. Because,
Yeah.
like, wasn't he late to showing up to his meeting with Paul or something? Because he was like partying all night or whatever. And it's like, you're not taking this seriously.
Yeah.
That should have been a huge red flag right there. But like, no, let's just keep this guy going. And then the fact that he's like, "Ooh, I'm hot now." And I just haven't like experienced that long enough. And it's like, well, I don't really know who told him that, but like I'm happy that he feels that way. Um, I
I'm
just
happy for
like,
you though.
yes, I'm happy for you, and you should enjoy that, but like get away from Tori. Get away from Married at First Sight. What are you doing here?
I
This isn't for
know.
you. There's like some other show if you want to be on TV. There's a show for that. This
Yeah.
isn't it. Like,
Let's marry Harry, maybe.
let's marry Harry. Yeah, that's more like it. You
Or
don't
X,
actually
or
have to
no,
do
wait,
it.
Bachelor in Paradise,
Perfect
Perfect Match,
match.
those
All the
shows, the horror shows.
yes. Yes, exactly. So, Felipe, please. Like,
And you make such a
I
good point about her because, like, he can't find anything wrong with her because there isn't anything. And he keeps saying that. He's
no.
like, there's nothing wrong with her. And I feel like in
Damn
previous
it.
seasons, we've seen people try to find something to
hmm
hold on to. I talk about this a lot. I don't know if you remember it. It was a couple where He wasn't attracted to her. They were both white. I'm just bringing it up just to help you remember. They had met because he like owned like a speed dating business or something, and she had been to one. So when he saw her at the aisle, he recognized her. She was very pretty. I think her name was Kate.
Uh-huh.
And he was only attracted to people of
I think
color. So I think
vaguely.
that that's what ended up happening there. But she was very beautiful, conventionally pretty. And he kept
Hmm.
calling her an alcoholic for like no reason and trying to like do that.
Grasping
And
at
she's
saying he
like, I'm
needed
not the one who came
something.
home in the middle of the night and threw up everywhere. You did, right? So he's trying, and then what's his name? Doctor Pastor Cal really put him in his place and was like, you need to stop it. Stop treating her this way.
Yeah,
And
knock it
I
off.
remember like the kind of jolt on this guy's body. But like, I feel like on a lot of these shows, or even ones like Catfish, where it turns out to be like not who you thought it was. They try to blame it on like, you lied to me and this and that, right? But it really is about like the looks at the end of the day.
Exactly. And like they said, I think Cameron told her, like, you're not going to do better than Tori.
Yeah.
You're absolutely not. So if that's what's going through your head, let that go. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's so true. Like, you don't even deserve this opportunity with her.
I know.
So let's figure it out.
I feel
I'm just
bad for
pissed
her.
off that he's upsetting her. Like, that makes me so mad. She needs a redo. Everybody needs a redo.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the way this ended was kind of wild, and I guess we get a little more information about how decision day is going to be different because it usually we get them all
Yeah.
dressed up, sitting down with the experts, quote unquote, and they make their decision, but this seems to be more of like a meeting outside. I don't know if it's a reproposal, like they haven't really shown us what it's going to look like, but the only one that we got was Tori and Felipe. They say goodbye the night before. She says she has a lot to think about. She's not sure what she's going to do. But then when they get to this decision, he sort of, yeah, he sort of sounds like he's proposing in a way. And then he's
Hmm.
like, You're amazing. You're everything. I'm so excited. I want this. And she's deadpan, right? Like
She seems
deadpan.
pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
why
then
is
she
she
tells
looking?
us, right. Well, she tells us, like, so we had a conversation after I left last night and it was wild and it was not okay. And I don't know what to do right now. And so when they're at this decision, she basically looks at him and says, like, Are you fucking kidding me? What do you think he said to her the night before?
I can't imagine because I'm like, what's worse than you saying you wanted to sleep with women? Like, did you? And you told her, or did you say it
Oh,
again? Did you
ooh.
ask her like, hey, can I like just get a hall pass just like quickly? Like, I just need to get this out of my system. Like, I don't know with him. It could be anything, but I'm sure, I mean, it's some bullshit. And it's
Yes.
to the point that she's looking like we said, like she's been so stoic, like whenever he's saying all of this foolishness, but she looked visibly angry. I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
she's saying no. Like,
But he wasn't
what
picking
are
up on
you?
those cues either, like we
You
were,
don't pick
right?
up
He
on
kept
no,
going.
he never does. That's another issue with him.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm dying. I'm dying. Like I cannot wait to get to Thursday. I have
I
to
love
know.
that they left us on that cliffhanger. I think he
Hmm.
said, What about an open relationship?
Oh, I would not put that past him. That's probably it.
Because if that's his biggest issue, that he won't get to sleep with other women, then I feel like that's a possibility that he's like, Well, that would cure that problem. And then maybe I could go ahead with this. But wild, sorry, now I'm doing wild like Nick, wild to say that because, like, do you not know her well enough? I feel like we do, that she would not be down? Who would be? Who would be?
I'm on Married at First Sight. Like this is not TLC, okay? Like there's a show for that over there too, probably a few of them, you know?
Right.
Like no, you know she doesn't want that. So for you to even bring that to me is crazy, Felipe.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. That is not what we're here to do. Like, oh my God. Oh my God.
My biggest concern about Felipe from the beginning, even though he made it seem like a good thing, he seems very like adaptable and agreeable. He'll be like, Well, I'm agnostic, but if you want to raise the kids Christian, cool. I never even thought about having kids, but if you want kids, cool. I want to live in the city, but if you want to live in the suburbs, cool. And or you want to baptize them. And it's like, you got to have an opinion about something. And I
Hmm.
it's all well and good to be adaptable, but I could see you being resentful if you're only doing things because your wife wants them. And I feel like that's something he was taught, like happy wife, happy life. So he thinks he's just
Yeah.
supposed to say that. And it's another reason why I don't think he's ready for this, because you should know the things that you want instead of just saying, if they want it, okay. If they want it, okay.
And I also like don't believe him. I
Yeah.
feel like he's one of those guys that's like, oh, it sounds good in the moment to say. So like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'll deal with it. Like, we'll cross that bridge once we get to it. And it's like, those are not we cross it when we get to it types of things.
Well, that's the
Okay.
bridge we're on
Like,
now. That's why he did this,
yeah,
basically. It seems like he comes
exactly.
into this, he's like, I think it will be fine. I think I want it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I can't stand a no opinion have an ass bitch, and that's what he like. I don't like that.
Yeah,
You've got to stand on something. I
I
was like, oh,
know.
whatever. Oh, what he stands on is he wants to keep fucking girls. Like, that's it. That's the what
Yeah.
he definitely knows he wants to do.
No one was stopping you from doing that prior to this. Just because you're
No,
lonely doesn't mean you're meant to be married. That's like a whole different thing. And I
right.
feel like a
You
lot of
don't
these
have
men
to
came
be
into it for
married.
that.
Right. Who cares? It's not for
Yeah,
everybody. Don't do it. You go
right.
through your life, do whatever you want. But now, like, you're just affecting all these people, these innocent bystanders, when you could have just left them alone.
I know. Poor
Ugh,
Tori. Well, Raven, it has been so good having you here. Before I let you go, I kind of just want to know like what you're hoping for the last two episodes. Like, is there something, are there questions that you feel like you need answered? Like, is there anything that's like super pending for you? I feel like we have a pretty good idea who's probably going to say yes or no for the most part. But like,
hmm
is there anything that like you just feel you really need to have answered before this all wraps up?
I don't think so. Like, I think that they're telling me, I think I've got the information. I just need for them to wrap it up and I need to
Yeah,
see how it's going to go. And I'm really curious, like, are we just done with the experts at this point? They're not going to have any say in decision day, which
I guess.
honestly, I think is probably for the best now that I think about it. Because remember, was that last season? The guy, he was like, oh, yeah, we're going to say yes. And then he called her and he was like, actually, we're going to say no. And then they got to it and they were like trying to talk him into it. And he was like going back and forth. And I'm like,
They
let
do
his
try to
answer
talk
be
them into
whatever his
it.
answer is. Yeah, like don't do that.
Yeah,
So I'm like, maybe it's a good thing because these experts are just kind of crazy. I'm not sure that we need their input.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes.
yeah.
What do you
And
think
I'm
about
done.
it with the new decision?
About
I guess whether the experts, I guess we don't really know. We don't know how it's going to go, but what do you think if they aren't involved at all? It's just the couples getting together being like, yes, no.
I guess that's fine. I mean, like you said, like it can be sort of they can change their minds, which is not really what we want. Um, and there was sort of a different vibe from the experts this year where, I mean, this was the first time I ever saw them say like, if you want to call it, call it. Like usually they
Right.
kind of force them to stay to the end. So
Yeah.
that's sort of different. And so maybe they're trying to have them have less of a role.
It's probably good
It
with
doesn't
these
really matter. I mean,
experts.
it's dramatic enough as it is, right? I love having them. It
Mm-hmm.
just really reminds me of like that those final days on like The Bachelor where I don't know why, but it reminds me of Nick Vile specifically because he proposed to
Oh,
so many people while they stood there deadpan and said no to him, right? So
oh
I remember
dear. I
this.
didn't know that.
I remember that happening with Caitlin Bristow because that was his second season on The Bachelor. He only ended up on that season because he had been talking to her beforehand and she let him on mid-season. It came
Oh
down to
God.
him and Sean Booth, who she picked, but she didn't give him the you know out of like going to his room the night before and telling him. He went through a full proposal and she said no. But the face, like it was so
I
clear to
love
me, right?
that.
And he's smiling and he's so excited because he thinks she's gonna say yes, and she's just like almost in tears. So
His villain
yeah,
origin
I
story.
kind of like that aspect where we're gonna get these two speeches, almost like in Love is Blind, where you get both speeches and then you get to really find out, like, just from their mouths, whether they're going to do it or not. And there's no one else to influence
Yeah.
them. No one else to influence them. I think that might be an interesting aspect. Because
hmm
even in Love is Blind, you have the families around, right? The whole wedding day. There's a lot of input. I think it might be interesting to just see them like wing it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
I'm
wait.
excited.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's been a fire season. I've been so into it. I love
Mhm.
that like our little show has become like this big thing and I hope it
I
becomes even
know.
bigger because
Yeah.
as chaotic as this season was, I have been so entertained. This has been the best thing I've watched this year. I told
No,
Kendrick, I
me
was like, you got
too.
to get into this. He's like, okay.
No,
I'm like, you
that's what
have to.
yeah. When I get my husband super into it, like I feel like he watched bits and pieces of the last season, but he wasn't super invested. This one, he's all in to the point where like I went out of town for a week and I texted him, I was like, hey, are you gonna wait to watch those episodes until I get back? And he was like, no, ma'am. Mm-mm. Can't
It's
do it.
amazing.
Sorry. Like, we'll kind of, I was like, oh, this guy's in. And
Yeah.
then once he's caught up, he started the Atlanta season. And I said, you're in for a wild ride, my friend.
Ugh,
So,
I love that you picked
yeah,
the right
that's
partner.
some new viewers.
I'm
Me
glad that you
too.
knew him.
Unlike these
Let's assume you
people.
knew him for longer than a day.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good choice. Good choice. Okay, well, Raven, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Why don't
Thank
you tell
you.
everyone where they can follow you and listen to you and check out everything you have going on?
Yes, Dana, thank you. This was so much fun.
It was.
I have a podcast called Bitches Better. You can listen to it anywhere you get your podcasts. I'm also on YouTube, and you could follow me on Instagram and Threads at Mainly Raven.
Awesome. And I will link all of that in the show notes. So everyone go follow and listen to Raven. And thank you, Raven. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Bravo Investigator podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at the Bravo Investigator. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Facebook page. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a 5-star review.